Broadcasting live and in high definition for all North Texas. Fox 4 News starts now.
And a fly ball into center field, well hit. This ball hits the top of the wall. That close to a fifth-inning lead. Edgar Renteria's gone deep. 1-0, San Francisco. And now 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position of the Rangers. C.J. Wilson's been good. Matt Cain has been even better.
We are watching the podium at AT&T Park in San Francisco right now. Giants manager Bruce Bochy at the mic. Rangers manager Ron Washington should be at the microphone any moment. We're going to bring you his thoughts on the game live when they happen. Well, the Texas Rangers dug themselves into a giant hole tonight. San Francisco now up in that 2-0 lead in the World Series. Good evening, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
I'm Clarice Tinsley. But we know the Rangers and their fans have got the confidence they can beat the odds and come back. Fox 4's Steve Eager and Mike Doocy are both at the park tonight. Steve, we're going to start with you. Painful evening for the Rangers and their fans.
Yeah, painful evening for Rangers fans. Giants fans are tickled pink. They've been running all over out here celebrating. It's a very good night here for their fans. But the talking points, I think, will be Rangers relief pitching, and that was clearly embarrassing tonight, but it was really insignificant because if you don't score a single run, it doesn't really matter how bad the relief pitching was, and that was a problem. Cain was just too tough, 4 hits. Mike Doocy's inside to talk a lot more about the Rangers' performance, but out here, it's a celebration with Giants fans. Mike, let's talk about how the Rangers did tonight.
Well, Steve, some Rangers friends and family from some of the close-up seats are leaving the ballpark right now, walking behind us, and a little bit somber, as you might imagine. As you said, it went from a game that was well pitched. Wilson and Cain were both really good tonight. A game that the Rangers, I think, had it continued on that path, could have said, hey, it was just, you know, it was a loss, but it was a crisply played game, and we just got slightly outpitched. And it turned into just a disastrous embarrassment, frankly, because of the way the bullpen performed in an 8th inning with 2 outs, by the way, that we'll outline for you here in a moment. Let's dive into some of the highlights here, and we'll have some post-game reaction in a moment as well. But Rangers down 1-0 in the series, coming in, trying to even it up, and it looked as though they took the lead here in the 5th as Kinsler got a hold of one in the center. Kinsler just did miss off the top of the wall. How did that not go out? But it didn't. It's a long double. Rangers can't get anything out of the inning, so it's still scoreless. When in the bottom of the 5th, Edgar Renteria, that's no doubt about that. C.J. Wilson's only mistake costs him, and he's down 1-0. Matt Cain was very, very good tonight. 2nd and 3rd here, he gets Kinsler to pop up to end the 6th. Cain 7 2/3, no runs on 4 runs, on 4 walks rather. And the Rangers continue with relief trouble. Oliver in the 7th, Uribe with the bloop, drives home the 2nd run of the game, made it 2-0, and then the bullpen problems continued in that 8th inning with 2 out, 7 runs score for San Francisco. A couple of them on bases loaded walks. Then Renteria drives home a couple with the double. Holland and Lowe and Kirkland all with their trouble in that inning. And a 2-0 game goes to 9-0 with a 7-run 8th. All the damage with 2 outs. In fact, let's look at that 8th inning in graphic form here. 7 runs on just 4 hits and those 4 walks. You know, Derek Holland, your heart bled for him. He just couldn't get the ball over the plate, and the problems continued with the bullpen that has looked pretty shaky at times here in the postseason. So here's where the Rangers are. They're down 0-2 in the World Series. Can they recover from this? Who knows? You know, resilience has been the trademark of this team throughout the year, and they'll need to draw on every bit of that quality to get back into this World Series as it moves to Texas the day after tomorrow. 9-0 the final here tonight. I'm sure we'll hear from Ron Washington momentarily. I saw him walking over to the interview area. We'll get some of the skipper's post-game comments coming up. We'll go back to you guys now, though. We'll see you again in here in a minute.
All right, right, Mike, thank you. Another stat to remind our Rangers fans of: teams up 2-0, teams up 2-0, which the Giants are right now, have won 40 of 51 best-of-7 series. So the Rangers are up against her right now. I'm sorry, toss to who? Tell me in my ear. Oh, okay. Manager Ron Washington is at the podium to talk about the game, so let's listen to his comments about this debacle.
Balls, those get 2 guys and walks on 8 pitches and passed to a 9th ball before you got somebody up in the bullpen. How come?
Because I thought he would correct himself. You know, I just felt like he would finally get back in the groove. I certainly brought him out there to get Sherhouse out of there, and he didn't. I didn't expect 12 balls in 13 pitches, but it happened. You know, I wanted him to get Sherhouse. He didn't. And once he didn't get Sherhouse, he wasn't a situational lefty where I brought him in just to get a left-handed hitter. In that situation, I wanted him to get that guy, but Holland have gone through other people before.
Way in the back, Jim.
Ron, when the game was kind of getting away in that inning, did you consider bringing in Feliz before it started really getting out of hand?
No, I didn't. I didn't at all.
Barry over here on the left.
Can you explain your thinking on all those pitching decisions in that inning?
Well, I wanted Holland to come in and get Sherhouse. It didn't happen. Then I brought in Lowe to try to get us a ground ball to get out the inning. He come in and he walked guys also. We just couldn't find the strike zone. So the next step was to bring in Kirkman to try to get us out of it. You know, it didn't seem like Lowe would have been able to do it, and Kirkman eventually got it done after giving up the triple to Rowan.
It was simply, you know, taking your right-hander out for the situational on Sherholt?
Yep, that's what it was. Right there, we was in the 8th inning, then we go into the top of the 9th, but it didn't work.
Okay. Bill?
Can you talk a little bit about the lack of production from your big bats in both these games?
Well, I think that more or less have to do with the pitching we've been facing. You know, those guys were good, especially McCain tonight. We had some opportunities early in the ball game to put some runs on the board, and we had the right people up there, and I mean, he made his pitches. That's what he does well, and we just couldn't get it done. I think you have to tip your hat to the pitching over there right now.
On the left-hand eye, Mike.
Yeah, Ron. You're now, the Rangers are now 0-11 lifetime at this ballpark. What is that all about? And when you saw that ball bounce off the center field fence, did you just start to wonder maybe this just is not our place?
No.
Is there a reason you can't win here?
I didn't think that. You know, I don't think we caught any breaks yet. There's still a lot of baseball left to be played. We certainly don't feel like we're defeated. We headed home. They took care of us in their ballpark. Now we headed back to ours. I wish it would have hit and went in the opposite direction, but it didn't. So we just had to live with it. And at that point, we just needed to execute. We didn't execute. So, you know, Kane knew what he was doing out there. He kept the ball away from Murph. Murph tried to hook the ball. He didn't. But, you know, all I can say is the past few times that I've been here playing against these guys, their pitching have been outstanding against us. And good pitching have always stopped hitting.
That's the reason you think that you haven't been able to win at this park?
Well, of course, we haven't scored any runs also. You got to score runs. That's the name of the game. We didn't put any on the board today.
Right.
Wash, can you explain what happened with C.J. Wilson and the pitching sequence of that inning leading up to Uribe getting the hit?
I didn't understand the question.
Well, C.J. Wilson came out.
Yes, he came out because a blister opened up on his finger.
And then Oliver stayed in, and Uribe, a right-hander, you stayed with him instead of O'Day at that point?
Yep, I stayed with Oliver because Oliver is not one of our guys that we bring in, and he just faced one batter and go out. He's able to go through the whole lineup. I thought he could make the pitches that he had to make to get Uribe. I thought he did. Uribe dunked one off on him, and you know, that happens. But he finished the inning and got out of it. So I didn't bring Ollie in just to get one out.
Right behind you, Mark.
When you guys bounced back from your first loss in the ALCS and rebounded well, you're now down 2 in this series. What are the different challenges you face going ahead in this series?
Well, the main challenge we face is we have to go home and we have to get a win. And, you know, Kobe Lewis has been outstanding for us, and we certainly feel confident that when we get back to Texas, we can turn this thing around. Just as they won 2 games here in San Francisco, we can get back to Texas and do the same thing, and we expect to do that. The clubhouse is still upbeat. You know, we're still confident that we can get it done, and we just got to get on back to Texas and do that.
Okay, in the back.
Ron, assuming there's a game 6, do you think CJ will be ready to pitch?
Yes, he will. This blister is something that he's been dealing with all year. You know, they'll just put some glue on it and do whatever they have to do to help close it back up, but it just split on him today. I thought CJ pitched well tonight.
Last 2 questions here.
Ron, last night you said Vladimir would play in the outfield, and you also said that jitters weren't a problem. Today, Vladimir didn't play, and today you volunteered that jitters were a problem. I'm just wondering if there's any answers you're going to change from tonight tomorrow. Felice maybe was going to pitch in the 8th after all. I'm just curious. I'm trying to anticipate what you might do.
It may change, but I run my lineup, and when I put it out there, that's what's out there. So we'll see.
Ron, we were told by a Rangers beat writer that the management would not consider asking Lee to go on short rest. I'd been told previously that Lee was not going to go on short rest for anybody, and it was his decision. If he doesn't go on short rest, is it management's decision or is that Lee's?
Well, I don't know where you get that from. I'm not privy to any of that you just said, so I can't answer it.
Would you consider asking him to go on short rest?
I think we'll decide on that in-house.
Okay. Thank you, Ron, for coming in.
We just heard from a subdued Rangers manager, Ron Washington. Mike Doocy, you've been listening. At one point, he asked about the pitching, and he said tonight those guys were good. What's your reaction to what Ron Washington had to say?
Well, I think Clarice was interesting, and I think, you know, the questions were good about the decisions he made in terms of the relief pitchers that he used. And Holland, who struggled just horribly, threw 11 straight balls at one point, 12 balls out of 13 pitches. And frankly, hindsight being 20/20, Washington should have gotten him out of there. Holland clearly wasn't sharp, couldn't find the strike zone, and the thing just spiraled from there. I don't know whom Washington feels he can trust in that bullpen right now, though. You know, O'Day came in last night, immediately gave up a 3-run homer. So outside of his closer, I'm not sure who he can trust. You could second guess him about leaving Oliver in there against the right-handed hitter. Uribe, you know, hit a flare, basically didn't hit the ball hard, you know, drove in the second run of the game, but I can't really fault him for that particular decision to leave the veteran Oliver in there. It was not a hard hit ball. So, you know, Wash, you know, deserves to be second guessed for some of the decisions he made in terms of relief, but as Steve Eager pointed out earlier, if you don't score a run in the game anyway, it doesn't really matter how well you pitch, and you know, the result, you know, a 2-0 game went to 9-0, so it's going to look a lot worse to people who maybe didn't watch the game closely when they just look at a 9-0 score. Maybe it's a little more demoralizing for Ranger fans. I don't think it's any more demoralizing for the team, whether it's a 2-0 defeat or a 9-0 defeat. Either way, they're down 2-0 in the World Series. You know, and C.J. Wilson, you know, pitched pretty well tonight. You know, all in all, pitched very well for the time he was in there. 6 innings, a run on 3 hits. You know, threw 100 pitches and then went out with that blister. And people who don't, you know, follow baseball closely wonder, you know, how can a blister sideline a professional athlete? Well, when you're a pitcher and it's a blister on your throwing hand, obviously it affects the way you can grip the baseball and the way you can throw it ultimately. So tough break for him as that Ranger bullpen came in and got exposed again. So that's it from in here right now. We'll come back with a little bit more. Our plays of the game are still coming up. Steve Eager has more for us outside AT&T Park now as well. Steve?
Hey, Mike, the crowd's starting to kind of thin out. The blisters usually, just so you know, being a catcher and seeing these every once in a while, the blisters usually like has to do with the fingernail. So it's not like a blister you get when you're hammering at your house or using a screwdriver. It has to do usually, it's more often time the middle finger actually. I don't know what CJ's is the index finger. More often the middle finger, right with the nail is where you get the blister. And it is really painful, and it just affects, they can't put the proper pressure on their finger, so they're usually done. More problematic, I think, is what manager Washington said was that good pitching beats good hitting, and it just does flat out every time. Good pitching is going to be good hitting, and that was the case tonight. The Texas Rangers have good pitching too, but it hasn't been as effective as the Giants. And that's an old adage, an old cliche, but it's been the case here. Good pitching will beat good hitting no matter how good the hitters are. So that's what's happening here. We're going to send it back to Dallas and Clarice and Heather.
All right, thanks very much, guys. We heard Ron Washington say they just couldn't get it done tonight, but you know what? There's always Saturday night, so we have to look ahead to that. Thanks, guys.
Mike and Steve are going to be back shortly. Coming up, we're going to hear from Rangers pitcher C.J. Wilson. Reaction to Game 2 ahead on Fox 4.
And there is something in the stands causing a hazy World Series in California, and it got the attention of born-again Christian and recovering addict Josh Hamilton. We'll tell you about that. Plus, take a look. This young Rangers fanatic pays tribute to Rangers manager Ron Washington, a mini-me who says that's the way Halloween goes.
The field at Rangers Ballpark got a makeover today. Ground crews painted the World Series logo on the grass. Ahead of Game 3, signs also went up around the stadium. Fox 4 News continues right after this.
It's about to go down. Dish Network customers, you've already lost FX and National Geographic Channel.
This is bad!
You've also lost Fox Sports Southwest. And it is looking more likely that on November 1st, Dish Network may also stop carrying Fox 4, which means no Glee, House, NFL on Fox, or the World Series.
They can't do that!
Don't let Dish Network decide what you can watch. What are you waiting for? There are other providers that will give you what you paid for. Go to getwhatipaidfor.com to learn more.
Want more of the newest baseball postseason merchandise? Dick's Sporting Goods is the place for all your Texas Rangers claw and antler tees, plus Texas jerseys, polos, jackets, hoodies, headwear, pennants, car flags, and rally towels. For more Texas baseball merchandise, every postseason starts at Dick's.
BACCALAUREATE, baccalaureate.
Correct.
Since this competition has been continuing for 48 hours and we have yet to eliminate anyone, it is the decision of this board to declare all 20 contestants winners. You have all competed admirably.
Admirably. ADMIRABLY. Admirably.
AT&T is making high-speed internet affordable for only $14.95 a month. No home phone required. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Joe here likes saving money. That's why Joe likes Aetna's payment estimator. He gets to compare out-of-pocket healthcare costs before they come out of his pocket.
That's awesome.
Now let's say every Joe in America uses it. Looks like everyone likes saving money. Ah, the potential of putting people first. Thanks, Joe. No more, get better. Get a smarter health plan. Aetna.com.
I'm John McCalma. The best way to see how something works is to take it apart. Check this out. No gears in this transmission means smoother performance and up to 32 mpg. Nissan Rogue's next. Come on, let's look inside. Lots of versatile cargo space. Now, get up to $1,275 total savings on Rogue, or up to $2,500 back on Altima. Innovation for quality, innovation for all.
Visit your Dallas-Fort Worth dealer.
Dick's Sporting Goods offers more of the best gear from the hottest brands. Sounds like people like that.
Well, Dick's has way more brands than everybody else.
Every time I come here, they have more new stuff.
Nobody has more.
Every season starts at Dick's.
It's more than a store. It's a total sports package.
Fox 4's coverage of the World Series, brought to you by Kona Grill in North Park. Seafood, steaks, sushi, and Dallas's best happy hour.
And a line drive into right field. That ball will get down. It's blocked by...
Josh Hamilton's had his moments during the series, tonight getting on base with a hit in the sixth. When he's been taking his position in the outfield, he's noticed a distinct odor coming from the stands. Hamilton says both he and his wife have witnessed the pot smoking in the city and at the ballpark.
Yeah, Josh Hamilton battled substance abuse himself. Fox 4's Steve Eager joining us now once again with more on the issue. And Steve, you actually witnessed some of this yourself, I think pretty close by you.
Oh, you're about to witness some of the videotape we've got. I'm calling this Weed Week in San Francisco. I even had a San Francisco Chronicle newspaper columnist come by and interview me, and I couldn't tell if he was trying to portray us as a bunch of hicks and not up to speed on how cool weed is or what, but he asked some questions. So like, this wouldn't be kosher in Texas. You wouldn't see all this weed being smoked at the ballpark in Arlington. Weed Week. Anyway, you wouldn't see this kind of thing around the ballpark in Arlington? I said, no, definitely not. And we'll see how that column turns out. But it's funny what's happening. And this is also important important, I think it all goes back to Josh Hamilton, what you said about his experiences, his background, and some of the things he's involved with. For example, the I Am Second program, that he is such a deeply involved person. Remember, it's about faith-based movement, about responsibility and service. Spends a lot of time, you've seen the commercials on TV, the stark black and white commercials talking about what he believes and his faith and how he's changed his life. Now, Hamilton also speaks with groups about his experiences. He's known to have cut off a couple of celebrations post-game to go out and speak to youth and kids about how important, you know, his decisions were as a young man, some of the poor decisions he made, and how he has turned his life around and what's important to him. Again, this is all the backdrop for what he said he smelled and his wife witnessed, and he's a little disturbed by what's happening out here, but it's not a huge deal. Now, we're going to show you what we've been seeing in San Francisco, so take a look.
We just wanted to show Texas that we are happy out here with our nice little friend.
Our nice little friends. That was some marijuana. It's all over out here. Cops say they really don't intend. I talked to one. Don't intend to enforce marijuana laws. They say a lot of these people may have those medical marijuana use cards. It's not that big a deal. Next week they'll vote on recreational use. So kind of what's the use of enforcing all this? And then there was Samuel, who says it was actually him, he believes, who sent that pot smoke that Hamilton was smelling in the outfield. So when Josh Hamilton said he could smell it on the field, you were part of that marijuana cloud?
I was at the fence right here, third fence down, and I was smoking marijuana watching the World Series for free.
All right, so this has become a big story around San Francisco. I guess they're hearing the reports that are being reported in the North Texas area, and people coming by the live shot here are saying, yeah, we all smoke weed and we just beat the Texas Rangers. So they got a little chip on their shoulder about how they're being represented across the rest of the country. I guess it's been on TMZ and you name it, but it's all over out here. So I mean, they can't deny what's going on, but it is interesting how this story has emerged to be one of the talkers, and I think Josh Hamilton has pushed that a little bit because of his experience, his background as an addict, and what he believes how that should be. All right, so that's it for now. We're going to check in with Mike Doocy. Here's some representatives of the city of San Francisco. Mike, I hope you got to see some of the stuff we put on. I hope it's better inside. And talking about specifically C.J. Wilson, did he talk on the podium about the blister or what he thinks might come of that?
About to hear what he has to say, Steve. First, I'm starting to think maybe you should be wearing a surgical mask out there or something. You're going to have trouble getting through the show from the way you describe it here. CJ, as we said, was pretty good. You know, 6 innings, gave up just a run on 3 hits, threw about 100 pitches left with the blister. Deserved better than he ended up getting tonight, as the Rangers end up losing, 9-0, that huge 7-run inning for the Giants in the 8th, long after CJ was gone. Let's hear what the Rangers starter had to say tonight.
I made that one mistake to Renteria, and other than that, I was in complete control the whole way. So, we obviously we had a bunch of walks, and then just put guys on base, and then pitching gets pretty predictable from there. If you're a hitter and you know the guy has to throw you a strike and the bases are loaded, if you put it in play, it gets ugly, which it did.
What forced you out of the game?
My finger ripped open. Usually it's not as bad, but I've been super gluing it the last couple of weeks to keep it together, and it just kind of ruptured in that at-bat with Cody Ross, and I couldn't throw anything beside the beside the curveball for a strike, so that's why I threw him 7.
Same blister at New York, the same thing?
That's what I just said.
I know, but same one opened up today.
Got him, boys. Yeah, it ripped open on the side, and that's where the blood came out of. And then once the blood was on my finger, if it would have happened in between innings or something, then maybe I could have super glued it. But they're not going to let you super glue your finger, because maybe that's a performance enhancer or some crap like that. So I mean, once that happened, it was, Mike came out and I said, hey, if you're going to go with somebody, go with Ollie right here, because I can't throw a 4-seamer for a strike. So
how frustrating was that as well as you had been pitching? I'm sure you wanted to stay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you never want to come out of the game, but it's like I did what I thought was right for the team at that point, and it just didn't work out, as well as anybody drew it up. So it's kind of funny because, these games are just kind of gotten away from us, and the series is supposed to be a little bit more of a pitching duel, and, hopefully we can turn it around.
All right, so that's C.J. Wilson. He talked about the blister on his pitching hand and how that affected him. And again, he pitched well when he was in there, but couldn't stay around as long as he'd like. Bullpen fell apart. Rangers lose tonight 9-0, down 0-2 in the World Series. We'll take it back to Texas. Game 3 Saturday. Colby Lewis, who's been really good in the postseason, 2-0 in the playoffs, including getting the win in that Game 6 clincher against the Yankees. We'll see if Colby can get the Rangers their first World Series win in franchise history. We'll have more coming up from AT&T Park here in San Francisco. Right now, let's send it back to the studio.
I see the composer. He's holding in the smile. Hey, sorry, that's his future job.
Steve and Mike, thank you. Painfully, Rangers fans didn't have a lot to cheer about tonight.
No, they didn't. And Fox 4's Brandon Todd suffered through the game with the crowd at Buffalo Wild Wings in Arlington.
All right, here in Arlington, Buffalo Wild Wings, the fans have started to kind of leave. You see some empty tables here, but there's still some support. Let me see some claw and antlers here. All right, Rangers! Very good, very good. This was a painful game for a lot of these fans to watch. As I mentioned, some of them left about the 8th inning or so. We're going to grab this guy right here. What do you think happened tonight?
Rangers going to hit tonight. Good pitching, but we'll come back and we'll win this. We got faith still.
Man, I wouldn't say good pitching in the 8th inning. What happened?
Not by us, but
yeah,
we'll get this. We got faith. Faith, Rangers will come back. We'll get this.
Still holding out faith. All right. Some of these guys watched. They cheered early on. It was excitement here, but I tell you, the last half of the game, there wasn't a lot of excitement. Kind of painful to watch.
It's kind of painful to watch. We got 3 at home, and they'll be back. 3 at home. We'll take all 3. It'll be 3-2, and we'll win 1 in San Francisco.
You think they're going to call Cliff Lee up early and try to get him in early?
I think they should, because we need to have a win to get some momentum back. So hopefully they'll call Cliff Lee up. I think we got Kobe and Robinson going next, right? Yeah, so it'll be a nice game. Yeah.
Can we pan around here? We got some people still left over. You guys are one of the faithful, huh?
Guys stayed with the rally caps on. Even when it was 9-0, we stayed with the rally cap on.
All right. Good deal, guys. I appreciate it. All right. And these fans, of course, looking forward to Saturday. In Arlington, Brandon Todd, Fox 4 News.
I love it. True fans right there. Hey, there are some young Rangers fans, and they are showing their spirit in some pretty unique ways.
Oh, yeah. Fox 4 Sophia, Reza, live at the ballpark in Arlington with the stories of 2 kids who are going to show us how much they love the Rangers. Sophia.
And you know what, guys? I'm sure these 2 kids can certainly cheer up the Rangers at this point. These young fans, you can really tell that they are devoted to the team.
I got these baseball pants on, and I got my Texas Rangers shirt on.
Ron Washington takes the baseball field ready for another game. Okay, it's really 7-year-old Liam Roybal. He has a mustache.
Is that mustache tickling?
Yes.
Why does it tickle?
Because the hair on it.
And his mother shaved his head to look exactly like Ron Washington.
I'm bald on this spot, and I have hair on this spot.
Liam is dressing as the Rangers manager because he loves baseball and Ron Washington. His father thought of the idea. His Halloween costume is complete with the sunflower seeds.
Oh, we had to pull pictures up on the computer and study it for a while. I was really nervous, actually, about doing it.
Another huge fan of the Rangers?
Who's this one? This one.
That's 2-year-old London Walker.
Alphys Andrews. And Taylor Tea Garden.
Her favorite player is
Josh Hamilton.
That isn't the only name she knows.
Cliff. Lee. Benji. Marlena. Ian. Tinsley.
London went to her first Rangers game in April, and she was hooked. Or should I say, clawed, remembering the names of the players.
And Vladimir and Elvis really the ones that stuck out.
She just fell in love with the game instantly and just started knowing all their names and saying them.
Then her aunt bought London Rangers baseball cards, and the name game started. Her parents are so proud of her, they posted this video on YouTube of London reciting the names.
Ian. Chancellor. Jorge. Cantu. Mitch. Warren.
Now they say her brother Jacoby has a lot to live up to, and he's only 4 months old. So London has her antlers up. She will show you the claw, and she certainly knows her team.
Go Rangers!
And London London will certainly be a lifelong fan because her family has season tickets to the Rangers games. Now, Liam actually plans on wearing his Halloween costume at school tomorrow for career day, and he will also be on Good Day tomorrow morning during the 8 o'clock hour. Reporting live, Sophia, Reza, Fox 4 News.
All right, thanks, Sophia. I hope there's a prize for Liam at his school for that.
He looks fantastic.
Adorable.
He's got the sunflowers.
I know it. Awesome. And London, adorable. Okay, now time to hear from Rangers third baseman Michael Young. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Lost. You know, we're not going to sit here and look at how it happened or, you know, have this massive examination. We lost 2 games here. You know, we know what works for us. We know the strengths of our team, and we'll rely on those in Game 3. Yeah, he was great. He was great. Unfortunately, he had to come out with that blister, but we love playing behind CJ. We love playing behind all our starters, and he threw the ball well tonight. It was a classic pitcher's duel for a while, and you know, hopefully we can get Siege out there again and let him do his thing. Yeah, we know we're capable of having big innings. It hasn't happened yet, but you know, we have a deep, versatile offense, and you know, sooner or later it's going to show up.
You were talking about how mentally tough this team is. Where does that come from? Is it a specific person or a specific?
I just think it's where we're wired. You know, we really feed off each other. We believe in the guy next to us, and you know, we don't really sweat the things that have already happened. Win or lose, we bear down on the next game, the next opportunity, and that's what we'll do in Game 3.
Coming up, this shirt stood out from the crowd last night in San Francisco. We traced it back to North Texas, but you won't find it in any fan shops.
Also ahead, Aggies on alert after a reported gunman on campus. What happened when police tracked down the man with the weapon? Ahead.
There's something different about this murder.
Stop me! Shoot him in the head!
The Good Guys.
Friday at 8 on Fox 4.
Tonight, a demo featuring our new intern, Billy. Did you sign the contract? Yes. Your new phone awaits. Silly Billy, the contract is how the trap is sprung with Metro PCS. No annual contracts.
Say ta-ta to telecom traps.
Get unlimited talk, text, and web for $40 a month, taxes and fees included, and no annual contract.
Hello,
Metro PCS.
Hello.
With standard leather, Bluetooth, moonroof, and a 360-watt sound system, the Acura TSX stands up quite well to the competition. And when you consider it gets up to 30 highway miles to the gallon, you begin to see why the TSX is literally miles ahead. The Acura TSX. Discover it in a test drive.
Take advantage of attractive financing on select Acura models for well-qualified customers.
These days, furniture supply exceeds demand, so American furniture manufacturers slowed production, have excess inventory and materials. So our Rooms to Go buyers said, we'll take that inventory. Let's use those fabrics and build furniture for our customers at unbeatable clearance prices at the $300 million Rooms to Go manufacturers closeout and clearance sale. With thousands of manufacturers closeouts, Rooms to Go overstocks and special purchases all at blowout prices. Now at Rooms to Go.
Hi, we're looking to save some money on our car insurance.
Great! At Progressive, you can compare rates side by side so you get the same coverage, often for less.
Wow, that is huge.
And this is to remind you that you could save hundreds.
Yeah, that'll certainly stick with me.
We'll take it.
Go, big money! I mean, go, it's your break, honey.
Same coverage, more savings. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Don't miss JCP Cash this Friday and Saturday at JCPenney. You'll get $10 off on the spot when you spend $50. Unlike other stores, we don't make you come back to save. Earn JCP Cash on the spot and use your savings on these amazing doorbusters. Worthington, St. John's Bay, and Arizona looks for her. 50% off. Get 60% off St. John's Bay sweaters for him. Plus, all family outerwear is 60% off. And our best bras just $16.99. Go to jcp.com to see everything on sale. New look, new day, who knew? JCPenney.
A man with a replica of a weapon caused a scare at Texas A&M University for 2 hours this afternoon. The university's emergency alert system, called Code Maroon, sent texts and email telling students, faculty, and staff to remain indoors while police searched for the suspected gunman. It all started when a campus bus driver spotted the man near a student union and called police. That man was found. There was no danger, and all clear was issued.
A Dallas County jury convicted Gary Green of stabbing his wife 28 times and drowning his 6-year-old stepdaughter. They came back with that verdict in just 16 minutes. Green also stabbed his 9-year-old stepson, but he survived and testified. Prosecutors say Green did this to get back at his wife, Lavetta Armstead, because she told him she wanted a divorce. Green faces the death penalty or life in prison without parole. A man who stabbed a woman in the back, leaving her partially paralyzed, was sentenced to 20 years behind bars. Michael Allen Howard attacked Brandy Todd in March while she watched her 2 children play in a Stephenville park. It only took the jurors about 30 minutes to decide on this sentence. It is the harshest penalty they could give. Howard pled not guilty by reason of insanity, but a judge ruled he was indeed competent to stand trial.
Early voting ends tomorrow. More Texans have voted early in this year's election than 4 years ago. So far, more than 1.1 million have voted early in the top 15 most populated counties. Just a little over 1 million voted early in the last election for governor in 2006. First Baptist Church is putting the final touches in place for the implosion of 4 of its buildings Saturday. Roughly 600,000 square feet of space will come down as the church makes way for a new worship center in downtown Dallas. The reconstruction is expected to be finished by Easter. You can watch the implosion live on Good Day, Saturday.
ExxonMobil posted a better than expected quarterly profit. It raked in more than $7 billion in the past 3 months. Higher oil prices and increased production helped its income jump 55% from last year. Oil companies have seen profits jump as crude prices increased, and they are expected to continue to rise.
Split verdicts in the Anna Nicole Smith drug trial. Smith's psychiatrist and her boyfriend, Howard K. Stern, were convicted of using fake names to get her prescription drugs. They were acquitted on several other charges, but a doctor who prescribed multiple drugs to Smith was found not guilty on all charges. Anna Nicole Smith died from an overdose in 2007.
All right, with all the talk about the World Series, it is hard to imagine that we are only 100 days away from hosting the Super Bowl. A celebration at Cowboy Stadium marks the occasion. Jerry Jones and Dallas Cowboys greats like Emmitt Smith, Drew Pearson, Daryl Johnston, Troy Aikman, they all slipped on Rangers hats as the crowd cheered. Governor Rick Perry was among those who came to celebrate the final countdown to the Super Bowl.
The great thing is there's an opportunity to kind of build on a lot of emotion and a lot of momentum coming off of what the Rangers do and carry that forward into what North Texas is going to experience with the Super Bowl.
The North Texas Super Bowl host committee says the World Series is a good test of how well planning for the Super Bowl will work.
Looks like the coolest night of the fall season on the way here in North Texas. We'll talk about the frost advisory in effect for parts of the area in your 4-1 forecast coming right up.
All right, check it out. 2 Rangers fans would like this handshake to be as popular as the claw and antlers, but it's not really that easy to learn. Fox 4's Brandon Todd tries his hand at it ahead on Fox 4 News.
To the right side, Kinsler broken to his right, makes a good play for the out.
Louisville Slugger has been making bats since 1884 and is the official bat of Major League Baseball and is now commemorating the Texas Rangers' first ever American League Championship with this just released Texas Rangers American League Champions bat. You can see this beautiful historic 35-inch bat at BigTimeBats.com. The bat is numbered and limited to only 5,000 bats. You can purchase this full-size historic bat by calling BigTimeBats.com at 1-866-280-BATS.
It's one of the largest dome stadiums on Earth, housing one of the world's largest HD TVs and keeping 100,000 faithful fans comfy. Who better to power it up than Direct Energy? And if Jerry Jones trusts us with his second home, imagine what we can do in your home with low locked-in rates. Cowboy Stadium, powered by Direct Energy and the world's most electrifying fans. Switch today and save up to $500 this year with Direct Energy's lowest rate in 5 years.
We were hiking and he just fell.
Is your father allergic to any medications?
I don't know.
Is he currently
taking any medication?
I don't know. I'm just visiting.
Have you had any tests recently?
I don't know.
Sir, are you with us? What's your name?
Do we need a mental status?
Yep.
Who's his cardiologist?
I don't know. We don't talk about stuff like that. I don't know.
Texas Health Resources is introducing electronic health records. Now your records can speak for you, even when you can't. It's how we're making healthcare human again.
BACCALAUREATE, baccalaureate.
Correct.
Since this competition has been continuing for 48 hours and we have yet to eliminate anyone, it is the decision of this board to declare all 20 contestants winners. You have all competed admirably.
Admirably. ADMIRABLY. Admirably.
AT&T is making high-speed internet affordable for only $14.95 a month with select services. AT&T. Rethink possible.
The Rangers bring the World Series to North Texas.
Team mascot captains here live.
Plus, tell it to Tim brimming with sports comment.
Good day starts at 4:30.
It's time for the Classic. Cabela's Deer Classic, our largest deer hunting event. Load up, save big on firearms, ammunition, ammo, and more. A legendary selection that's field-tested, field-proven. You can trust our gear. Attend free seminars, meet top pros Saturday and Sunday, and enter for chances to win great giveaways. Now, during Cabela's Deer Classic event. Cabela's, world's foremost outfitter.
Your North Texas Honda dealers are on a roll. We're rolling out new 2011 Hondas, rolling up remaining 2010 with all-out, roll-out savings you won't see again. Roll in to any of our 12 convenient locations and roll out without paying a penny on a new Honda lease. Lease with these Accords, just $199 a month or zero due at signing. Roll out savings, roll out soon at your closest North Texas Honda dealer. ntxhonda.com.
What's all this? Big news. We have another way to help you save.
Oh, really? How?
By bundling. If you get your homeowners and auto insurance together, we give you even more savings. Big bundle. Home and auto together. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, or like burgers and fries.
Or pickles and ice cream. Unicorns and glitter. No.
Bundling to save you more. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
It's time to come home. Home to North Texas and the first ever World Series in Arlington. Fox 4 brings it home to you. The Rangers coverage no other station can match. Saturday at 4 on Fox 4. History happens here.
A little chill in the air tonight. In fact, it's going to be even chillier first thing tomorrow morning as we've got temperatures that have already dipped into the 40s across parts of North Texas. 55 currently, DFW 51 at Fort Worth Meacham 53 degrees at Love Field. Winds are currently blowing out of the northwest at 8, the dew point 35, the pressure holding steady at 30.44. Here's a look at Titan, and what we're showing you here is the frost advisory shaded in pink. Now, not all of these counties that you see shaded here will see frost. It's going to be patchy in nature, and it's going to be most likely in low-lying areas where the winds settle down a bit. And remember, even with temperatures forecast to be in the middle 30s, those temperatures are being taken at 6 feet above the ground, and so it's very likely on a night like tonight when temperatures close to the ground are falling to 32 degrees, and that's why we have the potential for frost, even with temperatures 3, 4, 5 degrees above the freezing mark. No frost advisory in effect here in Dallas and Tarrant counties, but I wouldn't be surprised, especially up in the northwestern parts of Tarrant County, for instance, up around Alliance Airport, that we see a touch of patchy frost by early tomorrow morning. Mostly clear skies here. The cloud cover well offshore right now, and in fact, we look to be in a quiet weather pattern continuing right on through the weekend. And of course, that bodes well for games 3 and 4 back home here, and of course, Halloween and all the trick-or-treaters. Well, fortunately, the rain held off for the game tonight. There's the upper level low still spinning in place, and the rain's just now beginning to move into parts of the San Francisco Bay Area. Here's a look at the numbers today. High temperature reached 70 degrees, morning low 52. That's about average for this time of the year, 73 and 52 the normals. Pollen count today was high 188, a mixture of ragweed and mountain cedar. Mold count 5831 and a UV index moderate at 5.0. You can see the effects here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area of the urban heat island. Temperatures in the 50s, the asphalt and the concrete keeping temperatures warmer here. Meantime, just up the road in Denton and McKinney, temperatures have dropped into the upper 40s, middle 40s currently in Bridgeport at 45 degrees. Here's a look around the country right now. Look at Fargo, North Dakota. It is 25 degrees currently there, 40 in Chicago, very balmy 79 in both Orlando and Miami, and out west in San Francisco, 63 degrees. So here's Futurecast. High pressure will settle right over top of us first thing tomorrow morning, and that'll mean chilly temperatures. Bright sunshine should warm us up tomorrow. Then as we head into Saturday, on the backside of this high, southerly winds will start to blow, and that will mean milder temperatures. In fact, very warm as we head into the second half of the weekend, with temperatures in the middle 80s for highs for Halloween. Temperatures tonight, though, will be quite chilly. 35 in Bridgeport, as low as 34 degrees in Jacksboro, middle 30s in Gainesville, 37 degrees in McKinney and Weatherford, right around 42 degrees in Dallas and Fort Worth. And then tomorrow afternoon with bright sunshine and winds turning to the southwest, we'll see high temperatures in the upper 60s around Paris and Sherman, low 70s in Dallas, Fort Worth, down through Waxahachie. Here's your 7-day forecast. We'll take it up to 79 on Saturday. Game 3 looking great. Game 4 on Sunday. Halloween as well. 84 degrees. One of the warmer World Series games you'll see. 78 degrees there on Monday. And the forecast still looks dry right through much of next week, with temperatures feeling very fall-like. Tuesday 70, Wednesday 67, Thursday only 68 for a high.
And now it's time to say congratulations to the students, to the athletes at West Mesquite and Red Oak. Your Friday night matchup won this week's You Click the Game poll, receiving 54% of the vote. So be sure to tune in tomorrow for extended highlights on Fox 4 News at 9 and at 10. All right, stay with Fox 4 News for more post-game coverage of Game 2 of the World Series.
Ahead, we're going to hear from the Rangers outfielder, David Murphy. Texas Rangers fans love Ron Washington just as much as they do the players. Ahead, how two brothers are banking on his popularity.
Dallas Mayor Tom Leppard and city staff members show their support for the Texas Rangers. You can too. Just send us your spirit picks by going to our website, myfoxcfw.com, and clicking on the Rangers tab.
I'm Jocelyn Johnson. 4 years ago, my husband Rodney, a Houston police officer, was murdered in the line of duty by an undocumented alien who had been convicted and arrested several times before. And in fact, he had been deported. In the past, Bill White supported sanctuary city policies that made it difficult for officers to safely do their jobs. I trust Governor Perry to secure our safety. Bill White had his opportunity as mayor of Houston, and he failed. Join me in supporting Rick Perry.
It's about to go down. Dish Network customers, you've already lost FX and National Geographic Channel.
This is bad!
You've also lost Fox Sports Southwest. And it is looking more likely that on November 1st, Dish Network may also stop carrying Fox 4, which means no Glee, House, NFL on Fox, or the World Series.
They can't do that!
Don't let Dish Network decide what you can watch. What are you waiting for? There are other providers that will give you what you paid for. Go to getwhatipaidfor.com to learn more.
The Dallas Morning News called state rep candidate Stephanie Carter's behavior, quote, bizarre, and labeled her false attacks on Carol Kent misleading. And Carter lied about being a columnist for USA Today. Then, Carter was caught plagiarizing a speech. The Morning News said Republican Stephanie Carter has even been discredited by her own party. Stephanie Carter, caught lying about her record and lying about her opponent. We can't trust Stephanie Carter.
There's something different about this murder. Stop me! Shoot him in the head! The Good Guys.
Friday at 8 on Fox 4.
Hard work, dedication, taking care of our customers. That's how Fred Lowy Insurance has become the #2 Hispanic-owned company in Texas and 11th in the nation. In the past 5 years, we experienced an average growth of 30%, and the reason is simple. Unlike most insurance companies that base their rates on your credit rating, we base our rates on your good driving record, which is the way it should be. We pay over $20 million per month in claims and close over 99% of them each month. Over 1 million drivers trust their auto insurance to Fred Loya. Call us and discover why. Fred Loya Insurance, where being local matters.
That's right, it's Jared Fogle, and I'm at a Subway restaurant ordering a delicious low-fat breakfast. Even as early as 7 a.m., you can get the kind of breakfast that you'd expect from Subway restaurants.
Hey, Jared, I just got my breakfast and I got my lunch to go.
Nice. You know, for the last 10 years, Subway restaurants has helped me keep the weight off, and now they're giving all of us a better choice for breakfast. Like Subway restaurants' low-fat, egg white omelet sandwiches. After all, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Subway, eat fresh.
Welcome to Ultimate Rewards from Chase. No blackouts, no restrictions on airfare and hotels, no limits to what you can get with Ultimate Rewards.
Last one to the theater pays, Metroman.
You can't outrun justice, Megamind.
Fine, I'll get the tickets.
You can even use your Ultimate Rewards points to see DreamWorks Animation's Megamind in theaters November 5th.
Race to your seat. I'm not sharing my popcorn.
Available on Chase credit, debit, and business cards. Chase what matters.
Fox 4 Weather is sponsored in part by your DFW Acura dealers.
Rangers outfielder David Murphy trying to stay positive after the second loss to the Giants.
Let's hear from him and what he had to say in the locker room.
I guess this is the true test. We haven't been down 2-0 in any series yet, so you know, we're not in a great spot. We're not in a great spot, but we are in a good spot, and the fact that we are going home and we play well in front of our home fans and in our ballpark, so hopefully we'll go home, turn this thing around.
Can you draw off of that Game 1 loss in the ALCS when everyone counted you guys out? They said you can't rebound from that, and all of a sudden you took over the series. Can you use that?
Definitely. I mean, we have to get back to playing Rangers baseball and get the offense clicking a little bit more. You know, obviously, you can't do a whole lot better than what CJ did tonight. I mean, he was definitely the one bright spot. So it's great to see him go out there and throw the ball well tonight. Hopefully we'll get him another chance, you know, on down the road. And, you know, we'll just focus on Game 3 right now. Just play Rangers baseball.
And we all have that Game 3 then to look forward to, where the fans can do their claw and antler, hopefully, celebrations.
And fans all across North Texas have found their own ways to celebrate the Rangers' success. Fox 4's Brandon Todd learned one routine tonight.
All right, guys, you saw in the 6 o'clock live shot the handshake. I've been practicing. I think I've got it down. My friend EJ is going to do it with me. All right, you ready? Let's do it. All right. AJ, how'd you guys come up with that?
Well, we were just excited the Rangers got to the World Series, and so we were like, well, we got to get live for them, get happy, get excited. So we came up with the handshake in a couple minutes, and it stuck with us.
Catching on.
Yeah, Rangers #1.
All right. Clawing it up in Arlington, Brandon Todd, Fox 4 News.
Okay, Brandon, wait, we got it. All right, so we go. Yeah, that's it, Clarice. Claw and antler. There you go. All right, it's late, isn't it, folks? Good. Okay, of all the Rangers t-shirts that are out there, there is one that has quickly become a hit. On the front, it shows a cutout of team manager Ron Washington. On the back, a popular Washingtonism, which reads right there, "That's the way baseball go." Brothers Seth and Daniel Hayhurst have been working nonstop at this Grand Prairie factory, filling rush orders for up to 2,000 of those t-shirts.
We're doing everything we can to be able to accommodate people to get their shirt, you know, the day after they basically order it.
Now, the only way to get one of those shirts, unless you see the brothers in person, is off their website. You ready for the website? washyourrangershirt.com.
Love it. Dallas Stars were home tonight for a first-place battle with the LA Kings, but the World Series left its mark on the AAC2. Stars diehards showed up to watch the game and keep an eye on the Rangers score when they could. The team showed Rangers highlights on the scoreboard screens between periods. Stars didn't fare much better than the Rangers, falling to LA 5-2. Benji Molina will win a World Series ring even if the Rangers lose. Ahead on Fox 4 News, the special moment he shared with the former Giants teammate last night on the field.
3-0-2. And a fly ball into
center field, well hit. Back is Torres at the wall, and this ball hits the top of the wall, comes back into play for a double.
Want more of the newest baseball postseason merchandise? Dick's Sporting Goods is the place for all your Texas Rangers claw and antler tees, plus Texas jerseys, polos, jackets, hoodies, headwear, pennants, car flags, and rally towels. For more Texas baseball merchandise, every postseason starts at Dick's.
Last year, Chet Edwards voted with President Obama to spend $800 billion on what they call an economic stimulus bill. So, how'd that work out? Brazos County, unemployment got worse. McLennan County, worse. In fact, unemployment got worse in every county in our district. I'm Bill Flores. I approve this message because I think Chet Edwards and President Obama are wrong. To turn our economy around, we've got to turn over Congress.
I'm John McCalma. The best way to see how something works is to take it apart. Check this out. No gears in this transmission means smoother performance and up to 32 mpg. Nissan Rogue's next. Come on, let's look inside. Lots of versatile cargo space. Now, get up to $1,275 total savings on Rogue, or up to $2,500 back on Altima. Innovation for quality, innovation for all.
Visit your Dallas-Fort Worth dealer.
Don't miss JCP Cash this Friday and Saturday at JCPenney. You'll get $10 off on the spot when you spend $50. Unlike other stores, we don't make you come back to save. Earn JCP Cash on the spot and use your savings on these amazing doorbusters. Worthington, St. John's Bay, and Arizona looks for her 50% off. Get 60% off St. John's Bay sweaters for him. Plus, all family outerwear is 60% off. And our best bras just $16.99. Go to jcp.com to see everything on sale. New look, new day, who knew? JCPenney.
The Dallas Morning News called state rep candidate Stephanie Carter's behavior, quote, bizarre, and labeled her false attacks on Carol Kent misleading. And Carter lied about being a columnist for USA Today. Then, Carter was caught plagiarizing a speech. The Morning News said Republican Stephanie Carter has even been discredited by her own party. Stephanie Carter, caught lying about her record and lying about her opponent. We can't trust Stephanie Carter.
Dick's Sporting Goods offers more of the best gear from the hottest brands. Sounds like people like that.
Well, Dick's has way more brands than everybody else.
Every time I come here, they have more new stuff.
Nobody has more.
Every season starts at Dick's.
It's more than a store. It's a total sports package.
Batting 7 and catching number 11, Molina.
Benji Molina telling fans this morning on his blog just how much Game 1 meant to him last night. Before his first at-bat, Molina tipped his cap to pitcher Jim Lycleum. The Giants starter tipped his hat back as a show of respect for his former teammate. When Lycleum came up to bat, you could see him tell Benji, "Hey, B-Mo, I love you." Stay with us. Fox 4 News returns in a moment.
First time tonight, 2-0 Texas, bottom of the third. And
the Fox Ford Job Shop.
Check it out now at myfoxdfw.com.
I'm Jocelyn Johnson. 4 years ago, my husband Rodney, a Houston police officer, was murdered in the line of duty by an undocumented alien who had been convicted and arrested several times before. And in fact, he had been deported. In the past, Bill White supported sanctuary city policies that made it difficult for officers to safely do their jobs. I trust Governor Perry to secure our safety. Bill White had his opportunity as mayor of Houston, and he failed. Join me in supporting Rick Perry.
Harry Potter, I have seen your heart, and it is mine. They're coming. You can't fight this war on your own. He's too strong. You don't stand a chance.
Rated PG-13. In theaters in IMAX November 19th.
It's time for the Classic. Cabela's Deer Classic. Our largest deer hunting event. Load up. Save big on firearms, ammunition, ammo, and more. A legendary selection that's field-tested, field-proven. You can trust our gear. Attend free seminars, meet top pros Saturday and Sunday, and enter for chances to win great giveaways. Now, during Cabela's Deer Classic event. Cabela's, world's foremost upfitter.
Now, Rick Perry is using a widow's grief to hide his failures. For 10 years, Perry has not only failed to secure the border, he's made Texans less safe. Under Perry, Texas removed the names of convicted sex offenders from the public database when deported, and Perry even let deported drug traffickers keep their Texas driver's licenses. Perry's had 10 years and failed. That's why Bill White is supported by sheriffs representing 98% of border Texans. Bill White, he's in it for Texas.
Courage. Texans have it. That's what Greg Abbott showed after a tragic accident while jogging broke his back. Abbott's life has been defined by fighting back. Abbott doesn't take the easy path, never has, never will. And as Attorney General, Greg Abbott is making history. He's arrested more criminals than any Texas Attorney General, including thousands of child predators and sex offenders. And Abbott's fighting to protect Texans from criminal activity spilling across the border. Greg Abbott, protecting Texans.
Well, the Giants come to North Texas with a 2-0 lead in the World Series. Game 3 Saturday at the ballpark in Arlington.
Tomorrow on Good Day, Lil Wash joins the fun. Liam and his mom are going to be here to talk about his unique costume. Plus, Dan checks out what's cooking in the ballpark kitchen. There's a whole new menu for the World Series, and Rangers captain, the team mascot, is going to be here to get everybody fired up for games 3 and 4.
Now, the Rangers do have some work to do, of course, leaving San Francisco down 2-0.
But now it's time for Texas fans to rally behind their guys and cheer them on to a Game 3 win. Right-hander Colby Lewis is going to get the start for the Rangers Saturday afternoon. Left-hander Jonathan Sanchez goes for the Giants' first pitch just before 6 p.m. Our coverage here on Fox 4 begins at 4 p.m.
And quickly, one more final look at the final out of Game 2. The Giants pound the Rangers 9-0. Edgar Renteria, the big win tonight.
TMZ is coming up next.